Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Friday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker and Scotty's Michael J. Fox Studios in Beverly Hills, California. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm happy. I think Scotty's a little happy, much happier than Wednesday. As the Devils, well, let's just say they won. They won, that's for sure. Gutsy win over here by your New Jersey Hockey Devils. Happy Friday, and let's get rocking and rolling into the weekend. Hello to the king of the football calls himself, Sam, by God, woo! And hello to everyone out there on YouTube Live and Facebook Live, Twitter, X, Twitch, everything else, like Sam said. We got a victory to talk about here. Game number 7 of the season. Home game against those Buffalo Sabres. Let's get into it right now. The big question was, what's the start going to be like? It's going to be a fast start. It's going to be a slow start. Are the Devils going to play a full 60-minute game this time? Did Lindy Ruff lay into them enough during their off day to get the team motivated and ready to go? Well, we had a couple of changes to the lineup. One is we had a new third line to start the game with Mercer, Lazar, and Erik Haula. And even though I thought he had his best game of the season so far, Alexander Holtz somehow got put down to the fourth line. And I have it marked down right here. Don't agree with that. And lo and behold, look at me. One more time, doubting Lindy and then quickly getting proven wrong. Vitek Vanacek in net. Hopefully the Devils can clean up some of those turnovers that plagued them against the Capitals. And, you know, they had a little rest after the back-to-back. And so hopefully it would be a different story today. And it was, sort of. There was some similarities, but overall, a much better game. And unfortunately, the first time we had to see those ugly-ass jerseys. Let's get to it in the first period. Buffalo actually opened the scoring here at 6-11, even strength goal. This happened when Luke Hughes, unfortunately, caught an edge, slipped, and fell down. Okay? Sometimes those things happen. Sucks. But sometimes it does happen. And Peterka came through and ripped a riser. And I don't know if you saw the shot on the replay. I mean, that bad boy just kept going up and up and up. You know, it's like one of those nasty pitches in baseball that just completely fool the hitter and have him swinging underneath. And that's basically what Vitek Vanacek did with his glove, because that puck just kept going up and right above his glove hand and poof, into the back of the net there. 1-0 Sabres. Peterka from Yost and Owen Power, who had himself a big game. The Michigan boys being reunited, Owen Power and Luke Hughes in this game. But that man who we were just recently talking about, Alexander Holtz, you know, at the beginning of the year, I was saying, put him on the third line. Let Haula and Palat make some room for him out there. Well, I guess I was mistaken, because on the fourth line, you have two even bigger bodies in Michael McLeod and Nathan Bastian, who can create even more space for Holtzy. And he had himself a really great game. Started off with his second goal of the season, even strength. Not too long after the Sabres get on the board, about a minute and a half. $1:30 later at 7:41. Great shift by the fourth line. Couple of opportunities all around. Holtzy took a nice snapper that gets to Comrie, and then McLeod gets the rebound, and he's at the side of the net, and he gives a nice little whoop backhand pass across to Luke Hughes. Another ripper on Comrie from Luke Hughes. He was in the far faceoff dot. He lets it go, and then Holtzy is in front of the net to eat up that rebound and put it home past Comrie, tie the game up 1-1. We got a tie. And then, oh boy, where have I seen this before? Brendan Smith takes a penalty. Stop me if you've heard this one, okay? Brendan Smith takes a penalty. High sticking call. Oh, calling Calfoot. Where are you, Calfoot? Oh, do you take as many penalties? Either way. Sorry, Brendan. Don't mean to pick on you, buddy. But the PK, you know what that showed, actually? Kevin Ball. He had a very strong game against Alexander Ovechkin against the Capitals, and he had another good game tonight. Ball twice got his stick in the way for two passes that could have set up really good scoring opportunities for the Sabres, and both of them he was able to clear the zone on. Look at that. Getting the puck out of the zone when you're on the PK. That should be, option number one or target number one right there. Get the puck out of the damn zone. And then Bastian and McLeod combined right after that to break up an easy tap-in goal at the side of the net. So good play all around by the PK units today. But Ball, Bastian, and McLeod really stood out, blocking some shots throughout the entire game, not only in this first penalty kill, but throughout the entire game. They all came up big, and so did our boy, John, don't call me Dan, laces out, isotoner gloves, Moreno. But then Kyle Lepozo from the Buffalo Sabres, our old friend from the Islanders, he took a high-sticking penalty, and Comrie, holy hell, he came up with 3 massive saves on the Timo machine. Right in front of the net, Timo Meier had a redirect tip that Comrie came up big on, and then the rebound popped right back to him. Again, Comrie robbed him right after that. And then Holtzy got the puck. He did a Spinaroonie pass, and who was there? Timo in the Jesper Bratt. We've seen Jesper Bratt wide open on the wing, waiting to do that down on one knee. Boom, slam shot. Well, this time it was Timo Meier there, and again, Comrie comes across from the other side with the glove hand, and he robs Timo Meier of what would have been a power play goal. And then the other Thompson, we got Tice down there at the AHL, but his brother Tage, man, is he something special. He is a big boy, and holy hell did he use that big man reach on this next goal to put the Sabres up 2-1 at 15:42 of the first period. Another even strength goal, and this was just a wow. This was just a wow goal over here, all right? He's coming in, all right? He's coming in, crashing onto the net, and he puts the puck to his backhand, okay? And now Vitek is sliding down, stretched out with the legs, got him down on the ice. Didn't have that issue that Akira Schmidt had the other day. He had the leg on the ice, but literally, Tage Thompson is such a massive man that he was able to reach his stick out past the goal line, on his backhand, and put the puck around the outstretched skate of Vitek Vanacek. And it's not like Vitek was just stuck there, stationary. He's sliding on the ice, moving, and somehow Tage backhand around and then poop into the net. Unfriggin' real. Like, Tage Thompson, he's on Buffalo and everything like that, but he's already a beast, but he's a young kid, and he is just going to be just a huge weapon for that Sabres team. Or who knows, Hell's Bells, maybe he'll get traded. Maybe he'll come to the Devils and play with his brother Tice. Who knows? We know Fitzy likes to get those brothers together on a team. That would be nice. Ooh, that would be nice. But either way, hell of a damn goal there by Tage Thompson. 15:42, even strength. Sabres up 2-1. And then we had a big hit on Nico Hischier To the head, chin shot over there by Clifton, right? Was it Clifton who got that? Or, right? Yeah, it was Connor Clifton who got the match penalty, 5 minutes. Good on Andre Palat for coming in there and sticking up for the captain. Dropping the gloves was a little bit more of a wrestling match over there, but Nico took a shoulder right to the chin, and you could see the head whip a little bit, which, that whiplash, man, that could be sometimes even worse than the possible concussions that can come from a hit like that. But you screw up your neck with that whiplash, and then all of a sudden, you're like Batman, when you can't turn your head and you're in the cowl and you're like, like Michael Keaton Batman. Remember Christian Bale in The Dark Knight? I'd really like to be able to turn my head so I can see the bad guys coming. Yeah. So pretty scary moment there. Palat comes in, like I said, drops the gloves, does a little wrestling match with Clifton. Then we see Big Balls move in there. Kevin Ball stepping up, like seeing that. Because Kyle Opozo he realized that his team was going to be down. He knew that they were going to be on the PK, so he's trying to draw Kevin Ball in to maybe get another penalty to even everything out. And we had a hot mic. Ooh, hot mic. Like, what was that? Will Ferrell when they used to do the little, the music teachers when they were doing the recitals. Hot mic. Ooh, hot mic there. Yeah. Referee got caught on a little hot mic action with you're getting a power play, Ball. Get the out of here. I will hold my language to try and keep Devils After Dark a family affair, but get the Grant Marshall out of here.
He said the P word, puck.
Oh, he said puck. Oh, okay. Get the puck out of here. Very nicely done there, Sam Wu. But yeah, no extra calls were there. So what happened was Clifton got kicked out for the match penalty. He got a 5-minute major. Then he got a major for fighting and the misconduct. Palat got the misconduct. He got the 5-minute, but then he got a 2-minute for instigating. So we had a 4-on-4 action, which led into a 3-minute major power play there for the Devils. Even though it was only 3 minutes, if they scored, nobody was coming out of the box until those 3 minutes were up. Nico's over there in the training room, and the Devils didn't take long, but it wasn't a power play. It was a 4-on-4. And it's our man, Jesper Bratt. We know where he goes, the points follow. And Jesper has been red hot all year. 6-game point streak. How many games the Devils play? Is this 6 or is this 7? I think this is 7, right? This is game 7? I can't remember. Game 7.
It is.
There's only one game Jesper Bratt doesn't have points in. Turnover by Buffalo at their own blue line. Not coming into the Devils zone, coming out of their own zone. There's a turnover there. It turns into an immediate 2-on-1. Jesper Bratt and who? Jumpin' Jack Flash Hughes. So this is just money for us Devils fans, because what is the defender going to do on a 2-on-1? Do I take Bratt or do I go to Jack Hughes? Naturally, Jack was kind of coming on the top of the blue line. Jesper was already shooting in towards the goalie. The defenseman, I don't recall who it was, starts kind of leaning towards Jack Hughes. I get it. He's Jumpin' Jack Flash. Unfortunately, Jesper's pretty damn good too. And he went right to the net, little stick handle action, and boom, 5-hole right through Comrie. And oh, baby, tying it up 2-2 on the 4-on-4 at 16:11 of the second period. That's an even strength goal because it's 4-on-4 right there. And wow, Jesper Bratt coming through. And then right after that, the Vitek Vanacek show began, because he made some absolutely stellar saves throughout this game. But after Jesper Bratt tied it up at 2-2, we had Owen Power, big monster shot Vitek Vanacek, timely save. It was like 30 seconds after we scored. Eating up with the chest. Right after that, Skinner lets one fly. Boom! Glove save again. 14 shots for the Devils in the first period. That's the kind of start we'd like to see. A couple mistakes here and there, but that's the type of start we want to see from this Devils team. None of the 2 shots, 3 shots, 5 shots in the first period. You guys are better than that. Tonight, they showed it. 14 shots in the first period. Moving into the second, Devils still on that major power play because it carried over, obviously. Nico Hischier eventually comes back out from the locker room on the ice, but Vanacek, holy hell, the second period, he owned it. Big stop, reading the play again on Owen Power, who had a monster night himself. This one might have went off the post as well, because Vanacek was moving to his right side, sliding down in the butterfly, and I didn't see the replay on it, but the way it like kind of tinged off, either it went off the stick shaft, it went off his helmet a little bit, or looked like maybe the crossbar. I didn't hear it, but just the reaction that the puck had, thinking that it might have went off the post. But either way, all good. Devils get caught up the ice. Vanacek, a 2-on-0. Vanacek gets the initial and the rebound that followed up. He's clanging and banging like The Rock. I'm clanging, I'm banging. I'm clanging, I'm banging. You can't really see I was doing the weightlifting curls thing like The Rock. Clanging and banging. 11 saves in the first 10 minutes of the second period. Unreal performance to make up for, what happened in the last game against Washington. Let's just forget about that one right now. After that, unfortunately for the Sabres, because I never want to see this, Comrie, got injured. Their goaltender looked like he tweaked his knee randomly. He was down in a butterfly. He looked like he kicked his leg out to make a save, which he did, and then he just never got back out of that butterfly position. Not sure. I didn't hear a report on this. I was kind of at work at the same time, so I had the game on, but I didn't have the sound going. So I was just kind of watching and doing some work at the same time. West Coast, it's 4:00 in the afternoon when the old Devils games start for me out here. But it didn't look. It looked like a harmless play. I don't know if his skate got caught somewhere, like on the ice. There was a little maybe rivet in the ice or something like that. But it was weird. And you feel bad for the guy. You never want to see anyone get hurt like that. So Comrie's got to come out of the game. And the Devils are going to take advantage here because Erik Haula, while shorthanded, oh yes, because the Devils had too many men on the ice. Penalty interception for number 56. Like Lawrence Taylor. Backhanded pass from the corner by the Buffalo Sabres. And Erik Haula is there at the point to kind of poke the puck past the Sabres defenseman. And then there is just no one there in center ice. And it's off to the races for Erik Haula. And he makes a great move, putting the puck from his forehand, kind of dragging it, a little bit slow delay, down to his backhand, and whoop, roofs that bad boy past the goaltender for his third of the season. Erik Haula, unassisted, shorthanded goal, first one for the Devils this year at 13:47 of the second period. And now the Devils are up 3-2, but it didn't last very long. About 3 minutes later, at 17:32, Rasmus Dahlin, man, this was a tough one because there was a couple block shots, and I don't remember if it was Kevin Ball or if it was Nathan Bastian that initially blocked the shot, and it kind of popped right back out to Dahlin there at the point, and he let a rocket go. And that one deflected. I don't remember if it was off the shin or if it was off the stick of Nathan Bastian, and it changed direction, and it got past Vitek Vanacek to tie it up for the Sabres right there at the end of the second period. We're moving into the third. And although Nico Hischier was out there in the second period, he did take another big hit from Dylan Cousins this time. And this one was a more clean hit. Not the headhunter that the first one was, but it was definitely a hard hit. And I know they showed a little stat on the game that I think Nico has taken the second most hits of any player on the Devils. So I think the team really needs to start laying down the law a little bit about other teams taking some leeway with our captain. We saw it last year with the Florida Panthers, and it was like only Tom Tatar like stepping up. We can't have another year like that where teams are running Nico Hischier. So second hit, Cousins, was definitely a hard one, but not a dirty one like the first one. But still, after you take a shot to the head like that, you're going to get concussion protocols, from the officials, the off-ice officials. They're going to buzz you down and be like, you got to go and get checked out in the locker room. So Nico does play the second period, but he does not play the third. Hopefully, it's just precautionary. Okay, so the third period starts, and I am not 100% sure because I heard three different people, and right now the NHL app still has this as Jumpin' Jack Flash, but the Devils on a power play. And who's the most deadliest team on the power play? Oh, the New Jersey Devils. Their 12th power play goal of the season, PPG, at 2:09 of the third period to go back in the lead 4-3. Now, this may or may not be Jumpin' Jack Flash's 5th goal of the year. I am not sure because, like I said, I heard three different people get this goal get credited to by the time the third period was over. This is one of those patented Jack shots where you see him moving in the high slot and he cuts across the center and then bam, he just lets that snapper go. And at first, it looked like it just went straight in. It looked like it didn't get touched at all. Then all of a sudden, they said, no, wait, Timo Meier tipped it. So it's a Timo goal. Because Timo was in the front there putting up a screen. And so you're like, okay, it's a Luke to Jack to Timo. And then at the very end of the game, at that point I got home, so I was able to actually listen a little bit to the third period. At the very end, they said it was going to be changed to Tyler Toffoli's goal. And so it would be Luke, Jack to Toffoli. I'm not sure who the hell it's actually going to be credited to because the NHL app, according to my phone right here, unless it's not updating, still says Jack Hughes is 5th from Luke and Timo. So whoever the hell got this PPG, thank you, because it put the Devils back on top. But that should show you the chemistry that is really forming with this team. And what a great move it was by Coach Lindy Ruff to flip Jesper Bratt and Timo Meier. Again, stupid Scotty's like, why would you break up Jack and Jesper? First, I never wanted Jack and Jesper to play together. Now I'm like, why are you splitting them up? And what happened? Timo starts getting on the score sheet. Jesper moves down with Nico. He starts getting on the score sheet. So, brilliant move by Lindy Ruff. And again, earlier today, I'm like, why are you moving Holtz? Boom! Holtz scores a goal with McLeod and Bastian out there. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, obviously. I think we've proven that over and over and over again. But yeah, still don't know exactly who that goal is credited to. So either Jack or Timo or Holy Toffoli, because I think that would be what, like 7 goals in 4 games for Tyler Toffoli? Good on you. Good on you over there. After that, at 12:35 of the third period, Dylan Cousins gets a goal, and I am not sure how this goal went in. I don't know if you saw the replay or not, but this was one of those extreme sharp angle shots from down along the goal line And Vitek Vanacek, he beat Cousins on the shot to the goalpost. Like, he's hugging it. He's got his glove out like this, boom. He's like that. He's got that whole thing sealed up. I don't know how in the holy hell that puck slipped through Vitek Vanacek. I mean, everyone was just like dumbfounded. Like, how did, I think even the Sabres were like, how did that go in? It was just mind boggling. I didn't see it on the replays either. It's just like, that looks like it's all covered and bloop, puck is in. What? Watch the replay. Let me know if you can figure it out, because Vitek was definitely there in position, hugging the goal, and it looked like there were no openings at all. Got me. Either way, Cousins gets it in there with a little puck luck. Hey, it happens. That's his third of the season coming from Opozo. His third assist, 4-4, even strength goal at 12:35 of the third period. And then, oh man, he is back, baby. Erik Haula. So happy that he is having a good start to the season. We talked about this numerous times already. He struggled so mightily last year in the beginning to just get the puck in the net. He had good plays. He was putting up a couple points here and there, assists and everything like that. But it took him like 20-some games or so before he was able to actually crack the goal column there on the score sheet. Well, this year, that's not the case. He gets his fourth of the season at 14-17. So the Devils, again, they keep going down, but the comeback kids, man, do they counter-strike. They don't wait long. It's not like 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Oh, the Devils, they tied it up. Whatever. It's like they get scored upon, and then boom. It's like within 2 to 3 minutes, they got one back on the board again. And Erik Haula, woo! What a shot over here. And it's a big play by Jesper Bratt, because he's working the puck along the boards, the high boards, and he's got two, count them, 1, 2 Buffalo Sabres on him, and he's able to do those start and stops back and forth, and he shakes 2 of them loose. He's able to, actually, I forgot. What do you know? I'm going to cut myself off over here, because I do believe I just got word in my ear that we need to go to the Devils After Dark Studios for a Let's Go Devils podcast game update with the king of the football calls himself, Sam by God Woo.
This game update is brought to you by And Crew Brew. Woo! Make winning memories together, one crew at a time. Devils, Sabres, at the Rock. Get your beers ready. It's going to be a good one. 4-4 tie. Burrito out of the shotgun. He's calling it audible. The puck is snapped. He laterals to Kevin Ball. He throws his tip to Haula. Touchdown Devils! Touchdown Devils! Touchdown Devils! The Devils are going to win the game. Haula is in the end zone. Take that, Sabres! We just stuck you with the sword behind the barn. 5-4 Devils.
That's a Sabre-influenced Old Yeller call right there, isn't it, Sam Woo?
Brought to you by And Crew Brew. And Crew Brew.
Look at those beer cans.
Yeah, get it at a liquor
Woo.
store near you.
That's right. Sam went on a BEERRUN earlier today. That's beer run, Sam, if you know the spelling.
I call it bootlegging, selling out of my trunk.
Goodfella style, out of the back of the. Don't worry about it, officer. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, officer. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Yes, we get a football call, Old Yeller style from Sam Woo. Woo! The greatest heel in the history of Hockey X and the king of the football calls with his Ann Crew brews that we know John Marino is a big fan of. And we see them out in the liquor stores now. You can ask your local liquor store if they're carrying it. They'll hit up Departed Souls. Get them while they're hot. Or get them while they're cold. We want them cold. You don't want hot beer. Yeah, hang on. Get them while they're cold, okay? All right? Because they're selling fast. Selling real fast. So demand is out there. If you want to get yourself a case of Ann Crew Brew, you can now. But supplies are not going to last long. We're going to have to wait. Don't worry. It's not going to be limited. All right? Departed Souls, our good friends over there, they're going to make more, but it's going to take a little time. So it's in stock. Well, it was in stock a couple hours ago. It may be out of stock by now. But if you can, go out to your local liquor store, hit up Departed Souls, and ask for the Red Light Lager to celebrate those goals. He shoots, he scores! Like John Marino and Erik Haula. Great play over here. As we were talking about, Jesper Bratt escapes 2 Buffalo Sabres along the high boards over there with a little start and stop here, a little start and stop there. Boom, boom. They can't keep up with the speed of the Bratt man. And he fires a pass across ice to John Marino, who wastes no time and gives a nice little touch pass right over to Kevin Ball, who is dead center point, and he lets it rip. And who's there? Mercer and Erik Haula in front. Now, that's why I kept on checking on this one, because to me on the replay, it looked like it went from Ball. It looked like Mercer tipped it, and then Erik Haula tipped it as well into the net. But again, NHL app might be a little bit behind here. If anyone's got any updated, box score over here, let me know. But as of now, at 14:17 of the third period, Erik Haula gets his 4th from Kevin Big Ball. And John, don't call me Dan, laces out isotoner gloves. Marino, his 4th assist of the season, puts the Devils back up 5-4. And then the Sabres, they went a little 6-on-5 action to try and get this game tied up. Vanacek came up huge again on Owen Power. Man, did Owen Power have a strong game. And I remember, was it a year or two ago, watching him and Luke over there in Michigan for that one season. Because then Owen went to the Sabres, and then Luke took over, as the top defenseman for Michigan. And then Luke now, is with us. So it was a reunion of Wolverines, but Owen Power, big shot, no rebound led up by Vitek Vanacek. And a good thing, because Skinner was right there in front, uncovered because this was a 6-on-5 situation. So good on Vitek Vanacek. And then Erik Haula is going for the empty net goal, the ENG for the hat trick. Oh, for the hattie. Oh, Erik Haula. Short-handed goal, even strength goal, then going to get an empty net goal. And when he goes to shoot, his stick snaps. The twig breaks on him. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. No hat trick for Erik Haula on this one. And the game ends, we got to say this, with 2 very good block shots. One by John Marino on his knees, sliding across like he's Marty McFly playing at the, the Enchantment Under the Sea dance when he's doing Johnny Be Good, on his knees, sliding across the stage. That was John Marino sliding across the ice on his knees to block a shot. And then 8-6, baby. 8-6. Jack Hughes getting in the way of a big blast from, I think it was Owen Power again, if I'm not mistaken. is either Owen Power or maybe it was Cousins. I can't remember. I'm just going to go with Owen Power because he had so many shots tonight. And big blast, turns the backside and takes one off the back of the leg up on the by the hamstring area. Jack is okay. Don't worry. But 2 big block shots there on the 6-on-5 situation. Devils hang on for the victory. 5-4. Shots on goal for the Sabres. 12-11-4 in the third period. That's how you shut a team down. See, I know this team can play defense. They just have to do it every now and then. 4 shots for the Sabres in the third period. For the Devils, 15-7, 17 in the third period. That's another way to shut down a team with your offense. For a Slayer Raining Blood tribute of 39 raining pucks from the Devils on the ice. 39 shots on goal for the Devils. They had the advantage in the faceoff circle. They had 34 faceoff victories to the 22 for the Sabres. Devils were 1 for 4 on the power play. Hits were even, 11-10, 1 in favor of the Sabres. And the Sabres had 20 blocked shots. So the Devils had 39, and then the Sabres blocked 20 of them as well. Devils had 12. Couple things wrong here and there. It wasn't perfect, but hell's bells. This was light years better than what they did against the Washington Capitals. And they did not let this game get away from them the way they did against the Caps. Want to hear what you think about it on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, X, Twitch. And on this Friday night, we're going to turn it over to the Crew Brew Master, king of the football calls, the greatest heel in the history of Hockey X. You know him. You love him. Order a Sam salad the next time you're at American Whiskey. We're talking about Sam by God Woo. Sam, what did you think of this game tonight?
Victorious. Still a lot of work to do. But, after Wednesday's debacle, it was good to see the Devils winning again. They match up well, the Buffalo Sabres and the Devils, because they're both franchises that were rebuilding for a better part of a half a decade, now colliding. And, in terms of goaltending, again, I think Vitek should have had that one goal that Cousins had. But how did that puck get in? Still, why was the guy unscathed in front of the crease? Those are little things that you have to look at. By the way, Scotty, when you were talking about John Marino and the slide before, I had this music actually queued up. Go, Johnny, go, go. That's
Very
you, Marino.
nice.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's going to be his new theme song. Anyway.
I could see him doing like the Angus Young, like guitar pop across the stage and everything like that. Yeah.
Anyway. So
good game by Marino. Good rebound game for him because he's struggled all year so far, and this was by far his best game. Alexander Holtz, by far his best game.
When Marino is on his game, the Devils win. He is the key, defensively at least. It was good to see they got scoring from all over the place. Erik Haula, Alexander Holtz. Why is Bill Spalding calling him Alex Holtz?
I don't know.
Are they buddies?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe they go out and have an Crew brew together after the game.
Maybe. I don't know.
I can see it. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday, Dawson Mercer.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Nico,
I'm like 22 now. Can you give me a damn beer?
Nico, I know you just got clobbered, and I was defending you. Can you buy me an Crew brew?
Dawson, we will get you a 6-pack of Crew brew. Trust me, buddy. Trust me. Now that you're of age,
we'll get his dad a keg. He could definitely have it. Dawson's dad, he's a cool guy. Really cool guy.
Oh man. But I gotta say, I wasn't a fan going into the game hearing, oh, Holtze is gonna be down on the fourth line. I'm like, what? He just scored a goal. He's looking better and better. Why are we putting him down on the fourth line? And then he goes out there and plays unreal with McLeod and Bastian.
Sometimes that's what it takes. Lindy does things that you kind of scratch your head. But Lindy knows what he's doing. He's seeing something that we're not seeing in practice. He is a great coach. And you know what? I don't care where the scoring comes from as long as they're scoring. And the Devils, if you notice, I mean, they're scoring a lot of goals. Even when the games that they've lost, they're scoring a lot of goals. It's just a matter of tightening up that defense and getting these. I mean, they should have really big goal differentials if they can tighten up the defense. We expect growing pains just because you lose 1/3 of your blue line through trade and free agency to replace them with high-end talent, unlimited potential, but they're still young. Maybe this is going to be that kind of turning point. But again, you're playing the Buffalo Sabres. I think the Minnesota Wild is going to give them some trouble on Sunday. That's a real test. A Western Conference team coming in to the Rock happens to be my anniversary with Mrs. Wu.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, let's everyone out there. Let's give a round of applause for Mrs. Wu for putting up with Mr. Wu over here. Okay, that really deserves. That's like a Hart Trophy finalist right there.
Oh yeah, It's kind of like Ellen Hughes. She's the MVP of the New Jersey Devils. She's done more for that franchise than any of us.
Oh, very nice. Congratulations to you and Mrs.
Thank
Wu.
you.
I hope a delicious Sam salad is in your future on Sunday night.
I'm sure.
Oh, man. Let's see what everyone's talking about over here. JP, Thompson grew like 6 inches after he was drafted. Holy, Sam, did you see that goal that Tage Thompson had? I don't know if you saw it.
No, I was still, moonshining across New Jersey.
I mean, like, he literally, that reach on his stick, he went way past the goal line and on his backhand put it around Vitek's leg that was shooting out and then tapped it in. Like, I haven't seen, I don't know if I've ever seen a goal like that, tell you the truth. But
did they check the blade of his stick?
I mean, dude, it's only something that can be done by someone that size.
Yeah. Because
it was all reach. But what an incredible goal over there by Tage Thompson. And 2, Mikey is more than just a face-off specialist. Would you agree with that, Sam Wu? Mikey McLeod?
Yeah. Ever since Game 7 against the Rangers, Mikey McLeod is a well-rounded. Like, he's got a confidence about him. He can score. He can do face-offs. He can hit. He can bang. He can block shots. He's like a jack of all trades.
Well, your Stephen Angle is shouting out your Burger King crown. Very nice, very nice.
I should get one of those Devils Burger King jerseys with this crown and go to a game.
Ronaldo says, you can't teach speed. That's a UTI for Sam. An upper throat injury once again. The insane Pollock is calling it over here.
Oh, jeez.
C. Bones. Defense is a weak point so far. Defensively, yeah. Offensively, you look at what Dougie Hamilton and Luke Hughes are doing already, and you're like, well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But as Sam said, you get John Marino going on the defensive side of things, and that really changes this team all around. He solidifies that second line of defense. He solidifies that PK, and he's gonna be the one that eats up those big minutes that Damon Severson. Even though John was playing big minutes last year, Him and Kevin Ball.
Woo! Sorry. Super
You got a
chat.
super
Mark
chat?
Schwab from
Hey,
Switzerland.
Mark.
Thank
Mark
you.
was asking if Ann Crew Brew comes in liters. We got someone from Switzerland over here. You know, the Europeans, they got the metric system over there. They don't call it a quarter pounder. They call it a Royale with cheese.
It comes in gallons. I don't know.
Comes in gallons. Okay.
I don't know. But he says a win is a win. But we need a better overall defense, and goaltending stats look terrible. They're just stats. We know. They're just numbers. At least they're winning at this point, you know. But once they can shore up that defense, especially if you go down in the playoffs with that kind of offense, you know, it's a work in progress right now. Just because the personnel change on the blue line, I mean, that's a lot to ask for out of Luke Hughes. But then again, Brendan Smith, I know a lot of people are saying he does not belong on the ice. But can you imagine?
There's a lot of comments like that over here on the YouTube page.
Can you imagine
now?
life without Brendan Smith, and you put somebody there that can actually be productive and not hurt you?
Calling Cal Foot. It's your turn. Let's see what you can do before we call up Simone Nemec. Selecta Palat probably should have put home that empty netter, but he was trying to get a Hattie for Haula, so I'll give that. I mean, twig snapping there at the end. It's just like, oh, kicking the nuts. But here's something I want to ask Sam Wu, because we know Sam Wu is all about the saladlytics. Used to be beefalytics, but now it's saladlytics. Okay. Josh, Nico's always getting shafted. Ronaldo, if your captain is headhunted, you must send a message. And while we win, we did not. Sam, what do you think of that situation? Now, Palat came in there. They dropped the gloves, but it was more of a wrestling match. Should Ball have gone in there, even though the referee was telling him to get the puck out of there because his team's getting a power play? In that situation where your captain takes a vicious shot to the head, and it's not like Nico was like bent over or anything like that. He was pretty straight up, and he went straight shoulder to the chin. When your captain takes a shot like that, do you say, "The hell with getting a power play. I'm going to go in there because I'm big Kevin Ball, and I'm going to take someone down"? Or do you do the smart thing, like quote unquote smart thing, you know, and actually listen to the ref and back off?
That kind of question, it's a really tough question because there's pros and cons to everything. I think the short term, you don't do anything, but the long term, you should beat the crap out of them because it sends a message to the rest of the league. You are not going to hit our captain. Have you noticed that this is a habitual problem now?
Yes.
Because
I have. Yes.
There in years past, nothing was done. It was like, how many hits can Nico take? And it seems like Nico's always the victim here because, you know, and not to his. It's not his fault. It's just like that whole Barkov situation with the Florida Panthers. It almost seemed like the Florida Panthers, and I said this, artificially infuriated themselves against Nico because they needed an enemy at that time to motivate themselves to try to beat the Devils. So if you remember, like, Nico was just an accident, fell into his knee, and they made it out to something else, and guess what happened? A lot of scrums, they kept on hitting Nico. They just kept on hitting Nico. And what were the Devils doing? They weren't responding, and I think it was Brendan Smith finally responded in the third period, if you remember that game. But it was a little too late at that point.
I think it was actually Thomas the Tar, if I remember correctly.
That's it. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was Brendan Smith. But, you know, just because
he was in the penalty box.
Yeah, he was doing that and too busy sucking. But yeah. But no, seriously. So I like the instant response there. Again, it's one of those things where, you know, when you're a kid playing hockey, you're taught to play with your head smart than to be doing these kind of things. But at the professional level, you know, it's just uncalled for. You got to send a message. you don't send a message if they hit your captain with a clean hit. That's a little different. But then again, sometimes they do that. But that's more of old school hockey. But in the new NHL, if you don't police it, the refs aren't going to do it for you. Trust me. They miss a lot of things, and
we've seen it plenty.
Yeah. So, but at least Ball was intimidating when he was, right up in the guy's face.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Daryl was saying that wasn't an instigator penalty in his opinion. Palat was trying to defend his teammate, which every single team in the league would do. Okay.
I never agree with the instigator penalty. I think that
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Wyatt wants to see Kevin Ball go Undertaker style and tombstone pile drive someone out there on the ice. Okay, all right, I'll take it. Can we get the big the gong, the bell gong every time Kevin Ball comes out too? Like boom.
Speaking of which, there was discussion in the group text between me and American Whiskey about the beer towers that are going to be on hand on November 10th. And they asked me, how much does it hold? I said 88. And they're like, hey, maybe we should call it the, Big Balls Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Balls.
I like it.
Yeah.
The Big Balls Tower.
Yeah.
Put your balls to the wall. Yeah. Oh, look at JP. Wow. Look at the big brain on Brett. You, Flock of Seagulls. That's Pulp Fiction.
Never seen it.
There's only a limited amount of lines I could recite from Pulp Fiction on here with keeping it, PG family friendly. So.
Oh, okay.
That is a tasty burger.
That's
that
balls.
Hawaiian joint.
Says JP. Tower of Balls. That's what he wants to
Tower of Balls. I like it. The balls to the wall. Tatar, Andrew says that Tatar is secretly our missing ingredient to the defense. You never know. And St. Pollock is saying, don't give Smith any credit, Sam. Oh boy. Yeah, this was a better game. Someone has to destroy that guy next time. That's what Ariel says. Yeah. Me personally, I want to see someone go out there and, like Sam said, take care of it so people don't think they can just do whatever the hell they want to our captain and they're going to get away with it. So I really liked Palat stepping in there. But again, Palat's not, he's not a big fighter or anything like that. But he stepped up and did a little wrestling match and everything. So I'll give him credit for that. I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but it didn't look like there was really any punches thrown. Maybe there was, and I didn't really see. If there was, it was really quick. Maybe a couple little rabbit punches or whatever, but there were no big haymakers. They just looked like they were tied up and then they went down to the ice. So I give Palat credit for that. But does Ball just be like, the hell with it? Drop him, Opposo, and we're going to go. And I'm going to show you what's up. Because Kevin Ball, I don't know how many fights he's been in. Hasn't been an insane amount, maybe one or two, I think.
Well, the game.
But if he connects on one of those punches, if he connects on one of those punches, he is a monster of a man.
I have no issues with Kevin Ball doing the dirty work in that situation. First off, things like this is you don't want to see Nico get hurt, and you got to defend him. Because if not now, when? You shouldn't wait for something bad to happen before you send the message. The message has to be sent now.
Okay.
That's what I say.
like an Antu over here. I was really hoping to see Ball lift Opozo up like a baby and separate his soul from his body.
or you know that
like Andre the Giant to you ever hear that story from Arnold Schwarzenegger when he tried to buy dinner with Andre the Giant, and Andre, he's like, he picked me up like I'm a little baby and he put me on top of a like a, I don't know what is, like a dish or whatever you call that, cabinet thing or something. Like he just sat me up there and I didn't know what to do. I'm Mr. Universe, and Andre the Giant is picking me up like a baby.
Woo! Victory
Woo!
Bucks by Max. Hey, Max, want to show you something. And Crew Brew right over here, Max. Max is coming to our November 10th event, the And Crew Brew launch.
Ariel, someone step up Randy McKay style. Oh, I loved Randy McKay.
Oh, yeah.
And Mark, that was from the, I think Arnold tells that story in the Andre the Giant documentary that came out. What was it? Maybe like, it was just before the pandemic hit, I think, like 2019, 2018. Because I know I went to the premiere, and I was out here in LA. So it had to be somewhere because I moved out here October 2017. So it was sometime after that. I think it's on Max. I think it was an HBO thing, if I'm not mistaken. Really good doc, though. If you like pro wrestling, or if you just want an interesting story, it's pretty crazy seeing Andre the Giant when he was younger and like 7'5" monster doing like lucha libre moves in the ring when he was like a lot thinner and everything like that before his whatever that disease was, that he had. I can't remember what it's called. Really took effect on him. He put me up on the cabinet like a little baby. I'm Mr. Universe.
I was thinking like Ivan Drago when he picked up that Soviet guy. It's in there. I do it for
gigantism.
Me.
Thank you. Insane.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yes, Ariel seeing it, he agrees. It's a great doc. It is a really good doc. Get to the chopper, Mark Schwab. Do it now. My men are not expendable. Neither is Nico Heischer. So who's going to step up, Schwarzenegger style or Andre the Giant style, and enforce a little bit? Maybe it's Kevin Ball. Maybe it's Nate Bastian. Maybe it's Curtis Lazar. But someone's got to do it at some point. You can't let your captain get run like that all the time without any sort of consequences coming back to the other team. Because you know what? Then it's going to start happening to Jack. If they can catch him, that's the problem. Can't catch Jesper Bratt or Jack Hughes. But Jack took a big hit in that Capitals game near the end. But that was him making a play on the puck, and he knew he was going to get hit. So kudos for Jack for going in there knowing he was going to get smashed against the boards. But either way, we got another game coming before we got a couple off days next week. We got one more this week, Sunday. It's afternoon for me. It's early evening for you guys out there on the East Coast. 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, playing the Minnesota Wild is that a road? No, that's a home game, right? It's a home game. And then we have 3 days off. Yep. And then we play in Minnesota on Thursday and then St. Louis. We have a 2 or 3 game road trip after that. So 1 day off here. See how the captain is feeling tomorrow. Hopefully, again, he was just out in the third for precautionary reasons. I'm going to assume I didn't hear anything from the postgame because obviously I'm here talking with you right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you happen to see something come across the old X machine there, but hoping that it was one of those off-ice officials call down, hey, check this guy out, which is good. That's stuff that they should do because, players want to play and they're going to push themselves. And if they are injured, we don't want them to get even more injured. So let's just hope that Nico because he did take that second big hit there at the end of the second period. Let's hope it's all precautionary and that he's going to be okay. And hopefully he'll be back in the lineup come Sunday against the Minnesota Wild, which we're going to be talking about here on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network. Game day live from American Whiskey. Sam Wu, Vinny Parisi, Shorts Guy, the whole crew. No, not and crew. Or he might be there as well. We'll see. Possibly and crew, a.k.a. Beer Baron, who our beer is named after.
Yeah.
This Sunday, and then, of course, Devils After Dark to follow. And because we all love Mrs. Wu, we might give Sam the night off from the regular Sunday night podcast. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes.
Yeah. Let's see what happens at dinner.
We'll see what happens at dinner, yeah. But we'll definitely be doing some Game Day Live and some Devils After Dark, talking about hopefully another big victory for the Devils as they go into a couple off days before they hit out on the road to play Minnesota again and then St. Louis. Thank you, everybody. YouTube Live, Facebook Live, X, Twitch. Nolan Foote, Max, that's another one who could step up. Maybe Cal as well, if he gets into the lineup. Calling Cal. It is your opportunity. Thank you again, everyone. Big Devils victory. Turn it over to Sam Wu for the final goodbyes.
Thank you to everybody. Till next time, let's go Devils.
Tom says he's Sam.